Okay, so a few weeks ago, I saw a post on the Shopify developer community, and in the post, the person was asking, what resources do I need to get into Shopify app development? And honestly, it was a perfect situation because I thought, wow, what a perfect time to make a part 2 to another video I made on this channel. So a few months ago, I made a video called How to Become a Shopify Developer, and I went through everything from knowing essentially nothing about web development at all to becoming a fully fledged Shopify developer. And now I'm doing a part 2 and talking about Shopify app development. So if you've been wanting to get into Shopify apps and build an app and eventually get it listed on the Shopify App Store, then this is the video for you. I'm gonna be giving you everything that I know about this, so stay tuned and watch the whole thing. Okay, so this was the post on the Shopify developer community. And when I saw this, I was like, you know what? We're gonna give the best answer on this community to this question. So this is how I started off. I said, hey, you're interested in learning Shopify app development. I've been studying it over the last few months, and I think I can shed a little light on what you need to learn. Now, the first thing I said here is I say, this post assumes you're comfortable with building full stack web apps. I didn't put a space here. I put an N in here by accident, but this is supposed to say full stack and then web apps. Full stack web applications. So that means you have a basic understanding of front-end development and back-end development. And I said, if you're not familiar with building full stack web apps, head over to Free Code Camp's YouTube channel and go learn how to do front-end and back-end development. And then I said, if you're learning this for the first time, I recommend learning JavaScript as your programming language because you can use it on the front end and the back end, so you don't have to learn 2 different languages at once. I mean, that's what I do. I just do JavaScript for everything. All right. So assuming you understand how to build a full stack web app, how to make use of frameworks like React and Vue.js and stuff like that, how to make fetch requests, how to build APIs, how to use servers. Like if you understand all that stuff, then you can start off with the first skill I talk about in here, which is Shopify API for OAuth. So I said, how you handle OAuth with the Shopify API depends on whether you're building a public app for any store to use or a custom app for a single specific store. So for those that have no idea what the heck OAuth is essentially a security protocol that Shopify uses to connect your app to the Shopify API. So you need to go through an OAuth process to allow for your app to actually work with Shopify. And I said, if you're building a custom app for a single Shopify store to use, the process is different from if you're building a public app that's going to be listed on the App Store that anyone can use. So I said right here, for a custom app, the process is very straightforward. All you do is go into the Shopify admin of the Shopify store you're building for, and you just have to generate an API access token and then use the Shopify GraphQL library in your chosen language. Let's take a look at this library. So right here is the Shopify admin API reference, and right in here you see client libraries. So here are all the libraries that there's already a package in this language for it. So obviously JavaScript has a package for Shopify API already. Ruby has one. I'm pretty sure PHP has one. And then there are a few community supported repos in different languages that can do it. So I see .NET, Go, PHP, and obviously more JavaScript stuff. Okay, so that's for a custom app. So all you have to do is go to the back end of the Shopify store in the admin, generate an API token, and then you're off to the races. Really, really simple to do. Now, if you're creating a public app, the process is a lot more involved. Now, I said right here, you'll need to decide if your app will be embedded in the Shopify admin or if it's going to run in a separate tab or window. So I'll give you 2 different apps as an example right now. So let's look up the Shopify app Rebuy, right? All right, so let's look up the Shopify app Rebuy right here. And you can see if I click into the App Store listing for Rebuy, I can see that it is a product recommendations app, right? So the thing about Rebuy is an example of a non-embedded Shopify app. That means if you're going to use Rebuy, you have to open up a new tab outside of your Shopify store. So non-embedded Shopify apps have a specific protocol that you have to use. So not embedded apps have a specific protocol that you use, and embedded apps have a separate protocol as well. And I said right here, this is a guide from Shopify on how the OAuth process works for both embedded and non-embedded apps. Now, it's outside the scope of this video for me to get too in the weeds about OAuth, but essentially, Shopify OAuth for the Shopify API is the first thing you need to learn on the road to getting into Shopify app development. I'm going to be making videos about how I handle this in the Shopify app that I'm building right now. So make sure you're subscribed so you can see that whenever that launches eventually. Okay, the second skill you need is how to use GraphQL. So the Shopify admin API uses a protocol called GraphQL, and you have to learn GraphQL in order to work with it. Now, GraphQL is a little complicated to pick up if you've never seen it before, but Shopify made a wonderful series on the Shopify Devs channel that talks about how to use GraphQL. So actually, click that link in the post right here. You can see the entire series. I'm going to put a link to this post in the description of this video so you can open it up and follow along. All right, so GraphQL is something you absolutely need to learn how to use. Now, what's cool, and I didn't mention this in the post, on the Shopify admin API, there's actually a tool that helps you work with GraphQL. It's called Shopify Dev Assistant. So if you go to the GraphQL admin API page, click the search bar, and then click Open Assistant, you can work with an AI agent or an AI chat, essentially, that allows you to put together different GraphQL requests. So you can ask it, hey, I'm trying to make a GraphQL request for this. What would the code for this look like? It'll actually generate code for you, or it'll help you make sense of the code that you're writing to actually get it to work in your app. Now, it's not perfect, but it's a very useful tool, and I use it myself in the apps that I work on right now. So highly recommend using Dev Assistant. All right. Okay, so the third thing you need to learn how to use is this thing called the Shopify Polaris. So when you're working with Shopify apps, Shopify created a component library called Shopify Polaris that allows you to create different components that your app uses to allow merchants to customize different features in your app. So many Shopify apps on the App Store use Polaris to create the user interface that Shopify store owners use to configure and set up the app. Now, I don't think you absolutely have to use Polaris, but if you want to give yourself the best chance of getting listed in the Shopify App Store, Polaris is something you definitely need. So Polaris has web components that allow you to use Polaris with any JavaScript framework, or you can use it in native JavaScript as well, or you can decide to just use the Polaris React library. It's been around for a while, so I definitely recommend getting started with the Polaris React library because it makes things super easy once you understand how to use it. But the web components are there if you want to play around with that as well. So that's the third thing that you need to learn. The fourth thing you need to learn, and this one is actually really important, is Shopify App Bridge. So I put right here, Shopify App Bridge is a crucial front-end script for embedded Shopify apps. It allows you to send a token from the front end of your Shopify app. So essentially, you send a token from the screen where the merchant is configuring your app to your backend server, and that allows you to make requests to the Shopify API. If you want to work with the Shopify API, you need to make use of Shopify App Bridge. As a matter of fact, Shopify App Bridge is a very important piece of the Shopify OAuth protocol. So once you're setting up OAuth in your app, you're going to have to configure Shopify App Bridge anyway. Now, Shopify App Bridge is pretty cool because it gives you access to a global Shopify object, and it allows you to make use of various functionalities like creating modals, triggering notifications for people using your apps. You can grab data from the Shopify store without having to make requests to the admin API. So the example I put in here is, let's say you needed to view all the products on the Shopify store, right? If you had to look at all the products and you wanted to use GraphQL to grab all the products, you could potentially be making an expensive API call. So imagine the Shopify store has like 400 products, right? That call to get every single product could be very expensive. And you're gonna run into API rate limits. You're just gonna have a hard time dealing with that. You can get around that whole situation by using this resource inside of the Shopify App Bridge script called Resource Picker. Resource Picker essentially shows you all the products that are available on that Shopify store. So it's gonna save you some time. So Shopify App Bridge is super useful, and it's required anyway if you want to build a public Shopify app. So you have to use it. Now, if you're building a non-embedded app or a custom Shopify app, you might not have to use App Bridge for that. But if you're building an embedded public app, you 100% need to learn how to use it. And don't worry, I'm going to be making some tutorial videos on the channel that talk about how I implemented Shopify App Bridge in the app that I'm working on right now. So I got you covered, all right. Now, the fifth thing that I mentioned in here, and this one is actually pretty important as well, is how to use the Shopify CLI and the Shopify TOML file. So I put in here, many Shopify development tutorials mention the Shopify CLI and the TOML file for app configuration, but whenever you're using these resources, they talk about it in the context of using Shopify's Remix app template. Now, I don't use the Remix app template for building my app, so I had to figure out how to use the Shopify CLI and the Shopify TOML in my own app, which I did. And again, I will be making tutorials about this because it's actually very important that you know how to do this. Understanding how to use the CLI and the Shopify TOML files will allow you to build features into your app like checkout extensions, admin extensions, and Shopify functions. So if your app requires any of those things to work, you definitely need to learn how to use the CLI and how to use the TOML files. But again, your boy has you covered. I'm gonna make some videos about this as well. Now, if you're able to master these 5 areas of Shopify app development, my friend, you are well on your way to building a Shopify app. So hopefully this was helpful for you. And if it was, then you should check out the next video that's on the bottom left of the screen right here. I promise you don't want to miss this video. So click on it. It's talking about my journey of building a Shopify app. So if you're interested in building Shopify apps, you definitely want to check this out. So click that video on the bottom left, and I will see you in there. All right. Thanks for watching.